Hello, good evening. How are you doing? I'm. Well, the good news is. Let's just skip the other part. The good news is tonight I finally saw Spider Man. I know. If you're watching this in most countries, Spider Man Far From Home isn't even out in your country. Sorry, not sorry. We finally got a Marvel movie early. Doesn't happen very often, but it's out in Japan. I wanted to see it all weekend, and family issues and the goddamn international summit ruined my opportunity to see this movie, but I saw it tonight after work. Here's how it goes, okay? I'm not going to give anything away, but here's my opinion. For about an hour, I was angry. For about an hour, I was really upset because the movie just felt very first drafty to me. Like, it kind of fit together, but not really. It was all very loose. The ideas just didn't seem to be very thought out. Like, long scenes that didn't need to be long, people making jokes that weren't landing. Like, a lot of time spent with characters that I just do not care about, okay? Sorry, I don't want to call anyone out here, but I don't care about Peter's teachers. I just don't care about Peter's teachers. Even though one of them is from Curb Your Enthusiasm, I like that guy a lot. The teachers talking to each other just wasn't that funny. Peter's got a lot of classmates. I don't need to spend that much time with Peter's classmates. A little bit goes a long way, okay? I like Peter. I like Peter's friends. I don't need so much Peter's classmates. And just the whole thing was kind of really shaky for about an hour. And then it turns. And again, I'm not going to say how it turns, but once it turns, it got a lot better really quick. And by the end of the movie, I was having a great time. I feel like they came up with an idea, like, what's an action scene that'll make sense for Spider-Man? And this one made a lot of sense because Spider-Man's strengths are mobility and, I don't want to say not flying, but definitely like lots of air, like, lots of going up in the air and coming down in the air and, this kind of stuff, not a lot of ground stuff. He can't really fight, like they did some giant stuff back in Civil War, but honestly, he should fight small things, Small things are good for Spider-Man. So they made a way for him to fight small things. That was good. And when the movie actually ends, like it comes to a head and then it ends, the ending is the ending felt so good. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, as a movie, it's kind of a mess, really. I think as a Marvel movie, it's more fun. It's, obviously if you're invested in these characters, you're going to have a good time. If you watch a lot of Spider-Man movies, you're going to have a good time. But I feel like they must have started at the end and they must have struggled how to get from the beginning to the ending. Because, like, all the stuff that really bothered me was in the first half. And once they get the second half of the movie, it starts working more and more and more, and it's more fun, and it's just more enjoyable. So, I don't know. I feel like 2019 as a whole, outside of Endgame, which obviously they spent a long time working on, and had some shaky bits, but in the end delivered. I feel like the 2019 Marvel movies have all been kind of maybe rushed. I think they might have been rushed. I think they might have had a schedule, and they wanted to keep it. And if the script wasn't ready yet, we'll make $500 million anyway. So who cares? So yeah, I'm not gonna say Far From Home is disappointing, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Homecoming. And one big reason is because a lot of what happens, and this is again the first half mostly, is they start doing the story again about, maybe Spider-Man's not ready, maybe Spider-Man's not good enough to be Spider-Man. It's like, we already did this in Homecoming. We already did the thing where Spider-Man is faced with people who don't believe he's good enough to be. It's like, we did this already. We don't need to do it again. I mean, it's okay if he doubts himself, because that's, Spider-Man doubts himself. That's Spider-Man. But to have authority figures who should know better by now, like, outright say, like, I don't know if you're ready for this yet. It's like, we did this already. We know he's ready. We know this. But still, it was good to see him, demonstrate again how he's ready. Because it's always fun to see Spider-Man, get it right. So yeah, after a bad day, it's a bad day, sorry. After a bad day, I'm very glad I saw Spider-Man tonight. If you haven't seen it yet, Henry, I know you're watching this. You're not watching this. But Henry, I know when you see this movie, you're going to feel good about it. I know this. Anyway, it's late. I'm very tired. I'm going to sleep. Good night, everybody.